to this informational talk about FiberLync and the ability of getting it to your small business. We want to be able to let you know the information involved and what's been going on in Orange County. Very exciting for us and very exciting for Orange County business. We want to thank Jennifer, JB Cakes, for opening up her venue. Please, if you haven't been here before, talk to her to see all the wonderful things she does and stop back by here for lunch or breakfast on Saturday mornings, right? And would you like to say something real quick?
Just welcome, come back and, we're a small business. We love our community, support local. We serve lunch, boar's head. We obviously, cake is what we do and do best. Saturday mornings we cook a hot breakfast, come join us.
Great, thank you. And I have some little menus.
Yeah, we've got menus you can take and there's business cards and if you have any questions, you can ask.
Wonderful. Well, I'm not going to take a lot of time up. Thank you so much for coming. Shall I introduce Mr. White? Come on, I'll let you step up. And,
Mr. White.
Mr. White?
I still remember my grandfather. He was Mr. But first of all, good evening. Thank you for coming. It is an exciting time. About 5 years ago now, I guess, the Board of Supervisors kept hearing from many of you and lots of residents saying, "What's the deal with internet?" I mean, we are in the 21st century already, and we can't use our cell phones. We can't work from home if we need to. We can't even go on Amazon and spend our money because of poor service. And in an attempt to try to address that and really understand what the choices were, in 2016, the Board of Supervisors created the Broadband Authority. And that the real purpose there was to begin to understand the technologies, what's available, what choices do we have, what are people trying, what's working, what's not, how much does it cost, and how fast can we do it? That's a lot of questions, most of which had no answers. We did actually a couple of years just educating ourselves, trying to figure out what are the experiences around the country. We weren't the only place that were having to deal with this, and so we wanted to try to make the best decisions that we could given our situation. So beginning in late 2020, we had put a plan together, and it led us to the point of creating FiberLync. FiberLync is the company that is owned by the Broadband Authority that is actually out there doing 4 things. We're installing fiber. You can see in this map, as of today, we have 165 miles of fiber, all the green lines there, that are in the ground providing service to customers. We have, I don't know what the final number is as of today, let me use a number like 1,200 households and businesses are already paying customers. Most of them, if you go by the chat on Facebook, were ecstatic. I had one person stop me in the grocery store one day and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was about to sell my house because I couldn't get internet service. My wife's trying to work from home. I have 2 kids in college, and I'm a gamer, and we can't do anything, so we're going to have to move just because we didn't have internet." And he said, "Now our world is good." And so it really doesn't make a difference. We chose to go all the way to the leading edge technology. You've heard about wireless, you've heard about cell towers, you've heard about satellites, all sorts of things. Those all do the same thing as FiberLink. But FiberLink is different in that we actually run a fiber optic cable from one of these lines to your house or business. So you've got your line, and through that we can put any speed you need. Most of the satellite services are giving you, and I'll get a little bit technical just for comparison. Let's say on a really good, bright, sunny day, no clouds, no wind, no rain, maybe 25 megabits per second of data that can come out of the sky to you. And you can send maybe 5 up. Our basic rate, as you'll see from the brochure, start 100 megabits down and 50 up. well, that's not enough. I got a household, I'm running a business, I need 1,000. Fine. That fiber optic cable we're running to your place of business or home can do 1,000. Can do more if you need it, but that's typically where people are going. So one of the things that we're doing is we're running the fiber out on the public roads and the private roads to reach the neighborhoods. That's sort of step one. There's 165 miles of that in place today. The other thing we do as FiberLync is we run the connection from the street to your house. We do that as well. We also work inside your house. There are two little devices, I guess we could have brought a couple. One's about this big that accepts the fiber cable and converts it to electrical signal. And then we also supply a Wi-Fi router that's up to gig speed capable in your house. That's all part of what we do. Then we actually provide the internet service. We are linked all the way up to Equinix and Culpeper, both on 522 and around Route 29, so that we've got a nice ring. Greg and I were talking earlier about things getting cut. If something gets cut, you just send it the other way. And at the speed of light, you won't know the difference. And so because of those connections, we have lots of capacity. Some of these lines have 288 strands of fiber in each one. A lot of the neighborhood ones have 24 or 48. So we have lots of capacity to expand to reach all of the houses. The fourth thing, and the one I want to sort of end on really, is we're a local company. We're like you guys. We live here, we work here, we're local, and our major measure of success is customer satisfaction, the customer experience. If the customer experience isn't right, I 2 days ago happened to wait on the phone. I ordered something, a part was missing, and so I'm sitting there waiting to be told and listening to music and all these kind of things for 40 minutes to get a 50-cent part, as it turns out. I'm convinced it's a little rubber gasket. We don't want any of that. We've all put up with that. We're trying to not be that. We're trying to understand the neighbors. When we come to your house, if you say, I really don't want the fiber to go through my flower bed, could you go over there and make a turn and come back? Absolutely. I mean, that's what we want to do. That's the kind of company that we want to be. And we understand being a local company. We understand what that means and what the expectations are. That's sort of my introduction to why I have FiberLync and what FiberLync is. Our main purpose tonight is to answer some general questions if anybody has any. One second. We do have several people here from FiberLync. First of all, Louis Foster is our program manager in the blue shirt sitting there. He can answer a lot of the technical guys and a lot of questions for you. We have the person, if you were here earlier, you saw me signing a bunch of checks and paying a bunch of bills. Our controller brought me a stack of work here. Barbara Tilley is our controller. Our office manager and the person that really handles that customer experience piece, deals with you when you call on the phone with a question or a problem, is Jenny Cord. So Jenny's with us. We have one of our engineers here who really takes all the tricky electronics that make this work. So we can answer your business-related questions, your money-related questions, even your technical questions. And now I will start if you have a general question. Sorry.
Well, it's a Comcast question. So where Comcast is running, I assume just those are not, you're not going to go to those neighborhoods.
Not in the early phases.
Okay.
What we are chartered to solve the problem of people that do not have choices. And Comcast has a lot going on in the town. You don't see us there. Same with Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
They in the Village Road area, they serve that. They come down Marquee a little. Marquee a little ways, and just spots like that. But by and large, it's concentrated. In the business, they call it the low-hanging fruit, which means you can reach 40 households with a mile of fiber or a mile of copper in their case. That's the low-hanging fruit. In our case, we're lucky if we can get 5 households per mile or 8 or some number like that. And so it's a very different business model.
So someday Comcast will have competition
Yes.
from FiberLync?
I think what will happen is their technology is primarily based on coax cable, which is copper. Copper can't do the things I just talked about in terms of speed. And if you have a household with several users, you're going to end up with needing fiber.